Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and today it is Monday, so that means we are mixing it up for Monday, the second Monday of the month. And this is the sketch we're using by Anna Castro, and thanks to Tara for coordinating this hop. So today I'm going to of course use photos that are larger than what the sketch has, but I'm making it mine and showing how we can adapt a sketch accordingly. So I've pulled together a whole lot of supplies that I'm going to use. I've got my dies there that I'm going to cut out. I have a whole lot of different pieces of paper that may or may not make its way onto the layout, but this is how I work. I start with a whole collection and then work my way through to what I need for the layout. Now, most of it does end up there. There's a few pieces that do not. Now, it's how I choose my papers and how I go about using the colours is based on my photo. This is the daughter of my middle daughter, and she is working at the wildlife sanctuary there, and that was a ringtail possum on her shoulder. So I used that as my guide for my colour choices, and also looking at the sketch helps as well. So I'm going to start off because we need to put our mixed media into action, and I'm going to use the packaging technique. So I have got some rusty hinge here, which I'm going to use to start off, and I'm going to do some splatters first. That's a bit backwards, I know, but I just want to get it across, and then I want some splotching over the top of those splatters. But I really wanted the splatters there, and so that meant it had to be a bit juicy. So I'm now adding in this colour, which is, and I have to think about it because I'm not sure, can't remember which one it is. I know that the other one was Rusty Hinge, and this one is, it's one of my ones I use all the time. Sorry about that. It's Aged Mahogany, and that's how I've put in my splatters there. Now, on the sketch, there is a border within the page, and so to do this, I've decided I'm going to use some rose gold washi. But as you watch this, I actually make a mistake because my photo is bigger than I actually think, and I am gluing it down because I don't want my washi to lift off, and this is where the mistake goes into play, because as I start to build this layout, I realise that the border is actually too deep for my photo, and I actually remove it all and pull it back closer to the edge of the page, which then leaves a line and a mark on my layout because it's under that glue there, and that is problematic. But I overcome that with some modifications and making the sketch my own. So this is the best thing about mixed media and working with different designs. Yes, you start with an original idea. Yes, you start with a sketch one way, and how you adapt and modify makes it your own, and it's okay as long as you maintain the main elements of that layout. And it is about now that I start to realise that perhaps maybe I've made a mistake in the width of my border. And I still persevere thinking that I'm going to be right, but it's not until I start layering up the photos that I realise that, no, this border is actually too deep into the layout. I need to remove it and layer it again. So I have got the branding strip here, and it's got hearts along the bottom, and that's what I'm using to put as that strip that is down the bottom of Anna's sketch. I'm using the distress ink, that Aged Mahogany, to do my ink distressing around the edges. So there's another shot out to that mixed media. And I've put this down, and then I'm going to use this photo, and I want to make it like the Instax type or the Polaroid type photo, as is the layout sketch showing. This is when I've cut it down and I put it onto the page, and then I go, you know what, that's not going to work for me, especially when I have to put in all of the other elements that need to go in there. So I take up my tape, and this is where I go off screen and fix it. So I've reduced it down to about a 3/4 inch now around, and as you can see, I do have those pencil marks in there, which I now need to try and work out a way to cover it, because at first I thought it wouldn't make any difference, but as I work through the layout, I know that it is annoying to myself and I have to fix it. So I have cut out a index card here, and I have cut out a somewhat decorative doily type circle that I'm putting into the background. and I'm putting those in. Now, because my photo is so big, all of these elements are just a little bit smaller than what is on the original, but that's okay. As I said, I have the same amount of elements, just the sizing is a little bit different. I'm going to put this little frame down here for that bottom square cluster, and then I'm going to create my own tag that I'm going to use, which is a 2.5 inch tag that I'm using the punch there to create, and I'm putting that in there at the top. All of my elements I have inked with that aged mahogany to make sure that it all blends nicely. Now I've cut out a piece of that grid paper there to go across, and this is where I realise I'm going to extend my index card. And this is a great way of learning how to stretch your stash. I am cutting in my fishtail banners here, which I'm using at both the top and the bottom. The bottom one is a bit thinner, it's about 3/4 of an inch in depth, and the top one is 1.5 inches in depth. So now that I've got all my bits and pieces, I'm going to start building the layout. And the most difficult part about layouts is actually collecting all the pieces and putting it all together. Once you've got those bits together, it's just a matter of layering it up and finalising. So I have that square frame down the bottom with that fishtail banner and that little decorative doily that I fussy cut out of that spare sheet of paper that I had. So I'm put down my tag here, and I'm also putting down that die cut doily with the fussy cut one that I have here from a piece of scrap paper that I had in my collection. Now I'm going to extend my index card here, and this is where I find it my memory decks, that's what I was going to call it, my memory decks card, and I realised that I need to. Now I did actually touch the paint there and it's left a mark, but that's okay because I'm going to cover that up with the washi tape that needs to be on there as per the sketch. So I'm going to layer in this part here, and this is where you can really get clever at stretching what you are using to create your layout. So I'm going to cut straight across here on the index card, the memory dex card, and then I'm going to layer up the pieces so that I can stretch it down and my photo, and it all looks like it belongs and I haven't done anything to it. This is the beauty of paper. We can cut apart and put it back together and it all looks like it's one piece and that it all looks whole. So once I've put this fishtail banner in here, I put my photo down, you won't even know that that index card or that memory index card is too short for that space. It looks like it is perfect. So I'm going to put in that other part of that fishtail banner over to the right, and now, as I said, I'm covering up that little bit of a glitch on the photo that I put there with my washi tape. Now, as you can see, everything is colour blending and the photo is popping, and that is because I use the photo to guide my colour choices from the start. Now I'm going to try and fix this line at the top, which is really starting to annoy me, and so this is where I use this stitching stamp. And yes, it's different to the actual sketch. There is stitching in the sketch, but I have manipulated it so that I've added a bit more to cover up my glitch. That's okay. That's what makes it mine. That's what makes it original for me. I've run these stamps across the page in 3 places, and then I actually go and put it into the spaces that are still showing at the top. I have a strip of that the banner paper left, so that's what I've cut the hearts from, and I'm going to layer those across the bottom here of that Instax or Polaroid frame. And I'm just going to cut these little hearts and put them into place, and I have 7 of them because odds is pleasant for the eyes. You can also see that I fussy cut some flowers to add to the clusters, and I've put a button in that bottom one just to match the sketch, and you can see that it all comes together beautifully. So I'm tying in my jute at the top, which I'm now going to cover up that excess line with by sticking down the jute so that it goes straight across, and then I have the one that goes down to the memory deck, so that ties that nicely in. I have added a staple to the little frame at the bottom and also to the big picture frame as well. So I'm just contemplating what I'm going to call this page, and I think the word wonderful is just perfect. She had a wonderful time with her learning there. She was at TAFE. She was getting her animal handling certificates, and that required her to work with a variety of animals. So at the Wildlife Sanctuary, she was able to work with Australian natives. So that was a very special opportunity. I lost the O from putting it down to moving it on, so I've just added another one. And that's the problem with thickers. I have gone back off screen and glued those down into place. So I've done all of the elements of the sketch. I've used my mixed media with my distress inks there, the packaging method and splatters. And you can check out the full playlist of everyone playing along with this great hop this month. Don't forget to leave everybody a thumbs up, because YouTube loves it when you give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. It actually brings our videos up and into the formula. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you coming. Thanks to my subscribers who keep coming back. And if you're new to the station, please give me a thumbs up and a subscribe. Happy scrapping till next time. Here's my next recommendation for you to watch.